with, oh, why are you doing this? And, oh, really? I didn't know that. And it's like, oh, what's the point of this character? I swear, there's nothing like a good decaf. So, good morning folks, good afternoon and good evening. Welcome to the channel. My name's Lorena Rhodes, back once again with another video. So we're here to do a reactionary discussion review of Guardians Volume 3. Now, I'm not here to ingratiate any movie studio, no purpose, no point. I'm here to give a very candid and bold review of this film and tell you whether it's worth your while. Now, is Guardians Volume 3 a good movie? Yes, it is. Solely because of the second and third act of this film. I would say the midsection to the end is filled with sweeping action sequences, a lot of humor and heart, and somehow James Gunn has recaptured that magical Marvel pixie dust that has been fleeting for so long. So yes, this is a good film. The cinematography, the compositioning, the themes of this film are top notch. But does this film form amongst the pantheon of all of the greatest Marvel movies? No. It just falls short because of the first act of this film. But this film is definitely better than Spider-Man No Way Home. I know this is going to cause me a lot of detractors, but you know what, movies are all subjective. For me, this is a much more prestigious movie. This film is definitely better than Eternals, Thor and Blunder, and Shang-Chi, much better than a lot of the offerings that Marvel has delivered. So yes, James Gunn has somehow recaptured that magic that we were once accustomed to with the MCU. So he has done overall a good job. So I want to talk about the elements that really stood out for me, the elements I really loved about this film. The villain. I always say, craft your damn villain first. A villain has to be intriguing, compelling. But the High Revolutionary, he was vicious, he was inscrutable, demonic, bold and impulsive. And unlike Thanos, who was almost like introduced to us like a sonnet, there was a degree of comprehension to Thanos and his modus operandi. Yes, he wanted to execute his plan with genocide, which is wholly wrong, but that's a well-textured character. With the High Revolutionary, played by Chikuji Aruji, who's in Peacemaker, this character, he's so vicious that there's no comprehension. The guy is just a straight up bitch that needs to be taken out. I don't think Marvel has ever served up a villain that's this ferocious and impulsive. And you know what, there's no comprehension, I don't need to understand you, he just needs to be taken out. As I say, Chikuji Aruji, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, he killed that performance. He was given the assignment and he executed brilliantly. His performance was top notch. Gamora in this movie, she is the alternate universe Gamora. The Gamora who has no history of a relationship with the Guardians and her relationship with Peter Quill. And as I say, I know lots of people are a bit frustrated with this iteration of Gamora, that she's too abrasive, she's too harsh, she's too aggressive. But I thought Zoe Saldana killed it. Again, executed the memo flawlessly. She's a brilliant actress. I loved this iteration of Gamora. She was ferocious, unapologetic. She was almost on the edge of being a villain herself. And for some reason, I don't know what it is, but Gamora, she was very charismatic in this movie. And very, I don't know, they just turned up, they just notched up her sex appeal, dare I say, in this movie. Maybe because she was unobtainable in terms of her relationship with Peter Quill, that she just looked more attractive in this film. And she had no understanding of the Guardians and the love that they had for each other. So I think once again, James Gunn did a fantastic job. And Zoe Saldana, she's just a brilliant actress. Now, Chris Pratt as Peter Quill, our resident Han Solo, I thought that he was very discerning, had a lot of empathy and a lot of heart in this movie, and I was here for it. I thought he did a fantastic job. Nebula, I love the fact that she was kind of given a position of leadership amongst the Guardians, and I loved her whole broken down doll physicality and aesthetics in this movie. I thought it was well done. And Mantis was okay, Drax once again always bringing the comic relief, and of course Rocket. Thematically, this movie was all about Rocket and his origins, friendship, the family that you make, and your past. Bradley Cooper's Rocket is the central core to the plot of this film. It's all about his origins, his backstory, and why Rocket is who he is. And I thought that was brilliantly done. Now, Rocket is severely injured, and the Guardians have to go on this mission to delve into his past in order to obtain a piece of technology to save Rocket, essentially. Now, that journey that they go on in the first act of this movie was kind of hit and miss. My investment in that journey was kind of fluctuating. I wasn't really, that's why I say that it's a good movie, not a great movie. But at the same time, the movie allows for the rest of the Guardians to reflect on their own lives and their own pasts and loves and losses. It is a good film. It's not a great movie, but it's certainly a step up from what we've had in recent years with Marvel. Now, the elements of this film, which I thought was a bit haphazard, was the entry of Adam Warlock and his whole purpose in this film. He was almost like a pointless entity in this movie. And I thought his arc was just wasted. I mean, the way he came into this movie was thunderous. I loved it. And then he transitioned to this kind of absolute dullard, an absolute idiot. With, oh, why are you doing this? And, oh, really? I didn't know that. And it's like, oh, what's the point of this character? I was hoping that they will use his character a bit more at the latter part of this film, at least to fight with the Guardians. But I thought he was a wasted character, a wasted entity in this movie. And whilst I really did appreciate the cinematography, compositioning of this film, and some of the set pieces, I might add, I would say the sound design of this film was a bit touch and go. I think that James Gunn effectively gave us his 1980s playlist and just completely interspersed it all over every frame or vignette of this film. Not every sequence requires a loud 80s song. And if you're going to give us, you know, pop modern music, give us a song that, you know, is liked by the masses. Don't give us your niche selective playlist. And I felt that kind of cheapened the movie a bit. Sometimes you just need orchestral music to kind of enhance the emotions of a scene, and sometimes the pop music just kind of cheapens the scenes, I would say, and it was just too much. So I would have removed a lot of that. But everything to do with Rocket, his flashbacks, his story, I felt, see, quiet poetic moments are sometimes the most beautiful and enriched moments of a movie. His backstory, you know, the horrific experiments that were performed on him, it's quite a hard watch, to be fair, but I thought that those quiet character moments between him and the family that he made in his early years, I thought it was beautifully done. I thought it was so charming, and it pulled on the heartstrings. It was just so beautifully done, and those moments I felt were more precious than all of the bombastic scenes. But I felt that, you know what, whilst you're giving us those emotional scenes, I felt that, you know what, it kind of, the pendulum kind of went a bit too far, and I would have pulled it back a bit so it doesn't seem overly contrived, if you know what I mean. But as I say, overall, everything to do with Rocket was just beautifully executed, and Bradley Cooper, his voiceover, perfection, as always. When somebody references a Thanos level threat, I would say the High Revolutionary was that, more so than Kang. Now, although, you know, Jonathan Majors did a great job with what he was given, there was too much monologuing, too much long talk. If you're going to, you know, be a villain, you know, don't be a threat and not come through. The High Revolutionary, as I say, was that bitch that needed to be taken out. And he, let me tell you, the Guardians did a good job on his ass in the end of this movie. So satisfactory. But as I say, he was the threat and he acted it. You know, the execution was on point. But I wish his whole motives was better, you know, the story was better explained, a bit more coherently. Because it was kind of frenetic, I would say. And I wish he had an appearance, even if it was a cameo, just a short appearance in the previous Guardians movies. And in terms of James Gunn, I think he's best fitted to deliver a Star Trek or a Star Wars project. I'm still not sold on him writing and directing a Superman movie. I'm still not sold on that. I have my concerns. I know that he has said tonally it will be right at the other end of the spectrum, completely tonally different, but I haven't seen anything thus far to give me the confidence that he is indeed the right choice to deliver a Superman that will trump the Superman movie 1978. I don't see that from what he's delivered thus far. This is a good movie. I would say I still prefer Volume 2, Guardians Volume 2 over this film. It's just a much more cohesive movie, and I just thought a better film. But this is definitely a step up from what we've had with the MCU. This is definitely a good movie. I would definitely watch this again, more so the second and third act. I love the ending, the fight sequence. As I say, Gamora just killed it. I just love that Gamora, man. She was just badass, okay? I've got no problems with it. Everyone say, oh, she's too aggressive, she's too this. No, no, no. So is Aldana. She got the assignment and executed brilliantly, as I say. For me, standout character, as well as the villain in this film. But I needed more texture to the villain. I needed more texture to this villain. He was very much too impulsive, a lot of power. Yeah, we're not quite there. I don't think nobody has actually matched Thanos, Josh Brolin's Thanos thus far. He stands head and shoulders above all the other villains in every way. Okay, but this villain was very, very, very good. So yes, good movie. Not great. Would I recommend it? Hell yes. Out of 10, 6.5 for me. Definitely 6.5 for me. Please comment below, let me know your thoughts on this film if you've watched it, and I shall see you down in the comment section. Take care for now. Please subscribe, hit that thumbs up as well as that notification bell if you got this far. I'd be much appreciated, and I shall see you soon. Adios. Bye.